Hello everyone, hello! Cesare here with more Death Stranding. I know yesterday wasn't too exciting. I mean, we spent hours just fucking around on this damn mountain. But you know what? I had fun. I went all over here, you saw me go here, got dragged around here, up here, delivered the pizza all the way the fuck up here. Then I went up over the mountain, back down, up over the mountain, back down. But fortunately, yesterday I took some time to go get the materials I had stored down at the Time Farm and at this base here. And I built some roads from South Knot City all the way up through to Lake Knot City, all the way up through here. I didn't build these two because I felt like it was an easy path to get through anyway. I built this one, but then I realized it was really shitty and wasn't really worth it. Doesn't look like anybody's built anything since then. Looks like my roads were used by someone else. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn these in. You defeated technical difficulties. Yeah. I mean, some technical difficulties will show up if there's only one person. There's a new boss command I have for stream avatars, but it uses the same syntax as the boss command for the chatbot, so I have to actually change it up. Alright, let's see how good that I did on this. Yeah, Selma, I was just thinking this morning.
Hey, Sam. Welcome back.
Also, hey, Selma.
Tough journey as always, I bet.
I was thinking it'd be pretty hilarious if I just showed up and left a notice that they should come get their package.
Right. The cargo's intact.
Hey, come pick this up at Capital Knot City. Maybe all things considered. Considering I ran around half the world with that. Yeah. That was my route for this package. 46,637 meters. Oh, that's great.
We're going to get through this because of you. Thank you, Sam.
But yeah, could you imagine if I just like stopped and dropped it off at
New order of it.
Also use that bola gun for a bit. Dude, bola guns in this are so good. Is today Black Friday? I might have to look for some deals. Next week is Black Friday, but pre-sales are starting? Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Alright. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, we're gonna go to our room. I don't care about ads. I'm probably not gonna buy anything. I don't have a lot of money for Black Friday this year. Yeah, I don't get paid till the 5th.
Good morning, Sam. Blood collection complete. Thank you for your generosity.
Alright. So. Let's get our shower on. Our morning shower and his ability to very quickly disrobe and re-rub. I'm sure he needs to pee after all this time.
EX grenade number 1.
Yep, he had to pee a lot. Had 10 grenades in the locker. Hey there, Higgs. I love those little scary things that happen. Alright, let's read some stuff here to give Windtree some time to show up. So we got some mail. Charles Kahn, something glowing down in the crater. Hey there, Sam. Everyone's got something they're good at, right? Well, I'm no exception, except ever since I realized I was stranded here on this desert island of a continent, I've been keeping my eyes fixed on the horizon. And you know what? My vision's gotten better as a result. People have taken to calling me Eagle Eye Charles. And that ain't no lie. I spy things long before everyone else. Cower clouds subtly shifting in the sky, porters walking along a mountain ridge, an undiscovered hot spring down in a valley. You name it. What's more, I think I've gotten better at it lately. I reckon it's because of the chiral network. Or maybe it's all in my mind. Whatever. Anyway, what I wanted to tell you was that was something I saw the other day. Something small and glowing down in the crater where Middle Knot City used to be. I really wanted to investigate, but we don't have any bridges people in that area. Maybe it's something you could look into if you're ever passing by. So I looked in the thing for the glowing thing by the waterfall, but I didn't find anything. Dear Sam, I was right about the camera. I am told the pictures I took were incredible. You see, the paintings of whales and dolphins I discovered in those caves might have been painted by Neanderthals. I don't really understand the significance of it all, but it's definitely what my father was looking for. I don't think I've ever been so happy my entire life. And it's all because of you. Dad would be happy too, I'm sure of it. Thank you so much, so much. I know I nearly gave my mom a heart attack, but this proves it was worth it in the end, right? I made a difference for once, and I can do it again. There may be other secrets of the Death Stranding hidden nearby. I'll be more careful this time, but I have to get back out there and find them. I'll be in touch when I do. Windtree, hello! Dear Sam, my wife is doing great now, and it's all thanks to you. You couldn't have demonstrated more clearly the type of support the UCA has to offer. I don't know much about the chiral network, but I know we're a part of it now, and that things are better that way. Oh, I have a friend nearby I'd like you to deliver something to. Could you drop by when you have the time? I'd appreciate it. I actually think that this is the quest that he wants that we need to do, so she should go up and see him. Couldn't stay away, huh? Glutton for punishment, I reckon. Then let me bore you a little more. I told you before about drone syndrome and delivery dependence, right? Turns out there's an interesting little theory both might be reactions to. Against might be a better way of putting it. The possibility of the singularity. Humans didn't want to stop being human. And the Death Stranding, that was mankind's last-ditch attempt to retain its sense of self. We caused it somehow when we couldn't bear the thought of losing our identity. Makes a sort of sense, no? Humans have beaches, humans become BTs, humans have voidouts. It all comes back to us. Sure, we die, sure, but at least we die with a bang, not a whimper. Maybe our next step would be try and make the singularity happen for real. Get rid of us once and for all. I mean, I don't actually think that way, you know. I don't, but sometimes I can almost see the logic in it. What's the measure of man? What's the value of fighting tooth and nail to keep him around? Is it ever too much? Can't help wondering. I tell you, I'd hate to die and come back as a BT and stir up trouble. Better be rid of the flesh. Don't you think, Sam? Oh yeah, wind streak. That reminds me. You know how I don't know if you were paying attention, but I have the ability to cut the umbilical cords of BTs now. Don't know if you heard, Sam, but the Porter team's building itself a real reputation. Okay, what the heck? Okay, so I have the ability to cut umbilical cords now, and what's important about that is that you can defeat BTs without them grabbing you and dragging you along to fight like the bigger BT. So if you sneak up on them, you can cut the umbilical cord and just finish them immediately. It's like an insta-death for BTs. But I noticed something yesterday when I was walking around this area trying to get back to building the roads. When I killed a BT, there was immediately another one there. And I cut that umbilical cord as well. And the first one was like an adult. It looked kind of female, but not really. It was just like a misty thing. But the second part was the little baby. There was a baby BT. So, that was pretty interesting and cool. Yeah, I went through the part with Mom. I'm past that. Anyway, I don't know, but that Porter team's building itself a real reputation. They've taken on their share of dangerous orders and come through without a scratch. Our engineer and elder friends have employed their services, as have folks down in Lake Knox City. It's good to see people putting their faith in honest porters again. Been hearing less talk about Fragile Express collaborating with terrorists because of it, I reckon. There is one downside to all this, I'm afraid. Your blood, Sam. Ain't enough to go around. Not for all the hematic grenades I've been hoping to churn out. There's just no way to keep up with demand. For now, I've had to restrict the supply. Only folks on the most dangerous runs get to carry them. Clients know the score, but porters still want to work, so there's no easy solution. As far as problems go, though, I'd call this a good one. Evidence of how hard your work has been paying off. In fact, I'd say your blood's just as good as bringing people together as it is driving BTs away. Yeah, it was a baby BT, like Mama's, but, like, just out in the wild. Yours is a true calling. I think I mentioned it before, but I was born in this shelter. Grew up here. My parents are long gone now, but they taught me everything I know about engineering. Taught me real good. My dad used to say making tools wasn't mindless labor, but right and proper work. Not a job, but a calling. Those who answer the call empower others to create, and in so doing, leave their mark on the world. If you just wanted to get by, go ahead and do whatever. But what he said most people in the cities did. That's what he said most people in the cities did. Most other preppers, for that matter. But if you want to live with purpose, if you want a legacy, you find yourself a calling. I think you've done just that. I mean, carrying stuff from place to place is one thing, but forging connections, rebuilding a nation, if that's not a calling, I don't know what is. You and me, we get it. We're doing what really matters. All the more reason we'd better stay sharp. One, two... 5. Cave paintings provide an invaluable window into the lives of our ancestors, how they lived, what they experienced. Some may have preserved here on our continent, although most have sadly been lost in voidouts. The oldest cave paintings of all are believed to date back to 64,800 years or more, but all of these are, or perhaps were, in Europe. What's become of them, I wonder? Have they not, or have they too been obliterated by annihilation events? If not, are the caves containing them now infested with BTs? Does Europe still exist even? One cannot help but worry that these vital records have been lost forever to us, but I digress. These first paintings were likely made by Neanderthals. They were crude depictions of creatures such as deer, bison, and horses, interspersed with stenciled outlines of large hands. Some assert that these signatures of primeval painters, but could they not have been depictions of BT handprints? Could our ancient relatives have been trying to tell us something? Or issue a warning? Or perhaps is that perhaps one flight of fancy too far? King Midas and the chiral crystals. Rumors have been circulating regarding a man who calls himself King Midas. Unlike his namesake from Greek mythology, however, this gentleman does not turn all that he touches to gold. Instead, he claims to wield the power to create chiral crystals at will. The story suggests that he gained the power as a result of experiments involving living organisms which possess a similar ability. I'm of course aware of the existence of microbes that could melt and condense gold, in effect extracting it from ore deposits, but this is the first I've heard of any organism that can do something similar with chiralium. These organisms are apparently akin to cryptobiotes, as well as the coral that is found in the seam, in that they exist outside of time. If this man has truly managed to harvest such organisms, then it is an extraordinary achievement that could lead to untold possibilities, veritable bioalchemy even. Much like his mythical counterpart, however, King Midas is said to have paid a heavy price for his power. Indeed, his body is turned into a mass of particles, a side effect from crystallizing all the chiralium with which he came into contact. It is said that the only evidence of his existence are 2 golden handprints he left behind. Now, I must temper this rather dramatic story by stressing that no microbes capable of previously described ability have been detected. As such, I suspect the king is nothing more than an urban legend, the kind of story spun by dreamers in a world where chiral crystals are rare and precious, and can only be collected from perilous time-fall-soaked places. Perhaps we could even consider a morality tale. The moral being, of course, that greed is never good, whether on one lusts for gold or for chiral crystals. It is, however, a remarkable coincidence that, not long after I heard about this talk of modern-day Midas, I also started to hear rumors concerning a man wearing a golden death mask. Maybe the two be related. Who knows? Yeah, turned into Sarashaban. That's not so bad. Bridges need homo ludens. I've already spoken at length of the new varieties of man that have emerged in the wake of the chiral pollution and from the result of phobias. I've been wondering what the hell homo ludens are. What does it describe? Like, I know homo sapiens are humans as we know them, but what capabilities or what makes a human a homo luden or a human homo demon or a homo gestalt? Anyway, homo demons, homo gestalt, not to mention those touched by dooms. This is a common knowledge. I, however, would posit that we could further categorize the humans of this day and age. Take our comrades Mama and Lochna, for example. They are creators, are they not? People who use tools to make things. Craftspeople. Homo faber. Consider dead men. The one who looks the dead in their eyes every day. One who takes their organs as his own. His relationship with death is transcendental, sublime, and it is in essence his faith, and he is homo religiosus. As for myself, homo locans, a linguist, one who seeks to understand the world through the language of science and logic. There is, however, another very special type of human, a breed that would serve bridges rather well, homo ludens, who they play. Be it deliberate or unintentional, homo ludens unite people. Creating culture, shaping the very world around them. Though not through violence, nor laws or precipitations, but rather through metaphorical acts of play. I know only one person who matches this description, the one they call the Great Deliverer, Sam Porter. Despite Die Hardman's best efforts, however, his whereabouts are still unknown. What? What do you mean? Oh, this was from 2 years ago. Okay. Fragile's father and Fragile Express. My father came up with the name Fragile Express before I was born. The U.S. was Swiss cheese back then. All the voidouts had left craters as far as the eye could see. People were losing their minds looking for a way out. They thought the government would have their back, but it was gone. All the systems, all the gears that would keep the world turning, smashed to bits in a matter of seconds. When everything you know breaks, it's hard not to break yourself. Before our new network, there was an old one. The whole nation was online, 24/7, cameras and microphones everywhere, watching and listening and recording. There was a strange sort of comfort in that, people said, a certainty that someone somewhere would know if you were in trouble. But after the Stranding, that all vanished into the ether. No one was looking out anymore. No one was coming to save you. A lot of folks died waiting before the rest caught on and took matters into their own hands. My father was one of the latter. He had been working for a private logistics company, and he and some friends figured they were in position to bring people supplies and repair vital infrastructure Americans used to rely on to survive. They were builders, men and women who understood the value of what they lost and wanted to reclaim it. My father and them really believed that they could get it all back, bit by bit, and make us whole, make us America. It was a precious, fragile dream, like so much back then. But if they nurtured it, if they stayed true, he knew it could be ours again. People, ideas, connections, also fragile. The USA was nothing more than a network of people and the connections between them. No wonder it broke apart so easily, but everything that's worth something is fragile, and that's why I was given this name. My father's not with us anymore, but the bond between us remains, fragile though it is. Homo Ludens is a book originally published by the Dutch in 1938, the Dutch historian and cultural theorist John Huizinga. It discusses the importance of the play element of culture and society. Huizinga suggests that play is primary to and is necessary, though not sufficient, condition of the generation of culture. The Latin word ludens is present active participant of the verb ludere, which itself is the cognate, the noun ludus. Ludus has no direct equivalent in English, as it is simultaneous. As it simultaneously refers to sport, play, school, and practice. Okay, so we're Homo Ludens for playing the game. The player. It wasn't that long ago that we moved to this shelter, the three of us. Before that, we used to live in the city, until my husband up and said we had to leave. He was so insistent, and I didn't have any choice but to go along with it. I couldn't take care of our daughter by myself. He said he was sick of city life, and I can't say I understand it all. I mean, timefall may not have been an issue, or BTs, but I can see how a safe and comfortable life might become suffocating. Our daughter might be happy and healthy, but we're the exception. Hardly anyone's having children these days. You don't need a crystal ball to see where the world's heading. My husband says we're bound for extinction, says nobody's doing anything about it. People would rather stick their heads in the sand and try to wait out the storm. If we don't figure out the Death Stranding and fix this world of ours, that's all she wrote. My husband says that a lot. That maybe he's just a guy with a camera, but at least he's doing something and so on. He's out there somewhere, investigating something. Recently he started taking our daughter with him, teaching her to take photos of rocks and murals and the like. I'm glad they're spending time together, and I know it's good for her education, but I still hate it when they go out and leave me here to wait, pray that they'll come home safe and sound. People aren't meant to stay cooped up inside or live in one place forever. It's not natural. Exploration's in our DNA. The great outdoors is where we're supposed to be. You know, our ancestors started out in Africa, right? Well, they didn't just stay there, did they? They wanted to try and find a better life, a better home. That's why humanity spread all across the planet. And as we traveled and we've evolved, little by little, we've grown tougher and smarter. Even our immune systems have become stronger. But if we stop moving, stop exploring, that all stops too. We stagnate as a species. Maybe even regress. That's why we can't hold up in the cities. There's a whole universe beyond those chiral clouds that I'd love to explore someday. But if that's not possible, then I want to at least get as close as I can. Climb the biggest mountains, go as high as I can go, and try to see what lies beyond. And I want to do it with the love of my life. The world-class mountaineer who showed me the beauty of this place, my guiding star. Together, there's no peak we can't summon. Cool, thank you, Intrigue. Kojima's calling us homos. Yeah, that's one way to look at it, I guess. Fragile umbrella and suit. You think that thing Fragile carries is an umbrella? I can see why you jump to that conclusion, what with the shape and all, but you're wrong. If it's any consolation, I thought it was an umbrella too. At first, it's actually some kind of navigational device that Fragile came up with herself. I won't pretend to understand the theory behind it, but I'm told it factors chiral density across beaches and plots coordinates for her jumps. Fragile's got some kind of dooms that lets her move from beach to beach. The way she tells it, she kind of clears her mind and lets her powers do the rest. Maybe it's something similar to the spikes on her suit. When Fragile senses chiralium concentrations, they pop out. I'm not sure if she'd be able to tell otherwise. It's like an unconscious reaction. The spikes only retract when density decreases. But who knows? Names and theories are just ways of coping with things that we don't really understand. Same with visual indications of the intangible, maybe. All I can say is that Fragile's umbrella and spikes seem to help her hone her powers. Okay, so I'd like to point out that it is, in fact, It is, in fact, an umbrella. It may not be strictly an umbrella, but it's being used as one much of the time, so. Anyway, thank you, Jake. I'll take a look at it after stream. I like reading those because I like finding out about the world. It makes me happy. However, we are now going to go and talk to the Mountaineer because, yeah. So that's my next story bit, is to go get the delivery from him. I'm doing a mountain shit.
I say, I don't know what I did to deserve such kindness.
How did you get this? I don't know what to say, except thanks.
What are we talking about? What am I being thanked for? Coffee Cup and Thelma original motion picture soundtrack.
Thank you for your...
Leaving aside the bronze cups of the ancient world and the stainless steel beakers of the modern age, cups in general, ceramic cups at least, are fragile things. Coffee houses found popularity in mid-17th century England, giving birth to a thriving coffee culture, but by the mid-18th century, it was tea that was in the ascendancy. It was for this reason that England colonies chose to rebel in response to their masters' oppressive policies. They threw crates of tea into the sea at Boston, thereby helping to spark the American Revolution. But let us return to the humble cups in which tea and coffee come. They are easily broken and as such constitute a difficult load for any porter. Thelma original motion picture soundtrack. Soundtrack to the 2017 Norwegian horror movie Thelma. It was directed by Joachim Trier, a distant relative of the Danish genius Lars von Trier. The soundtrack has a distinctly Scandinavian feel. Its melodies dark, yet hauntingly beautiful. Thelma, the titular character, is a young woman raised by a strict family. When she falls in love for the first time, a power that had laid dormant within her heart is unleashed. It's a film that captures the heart, being filled with the beauty, the sadness, and the fear that comes with loving someone, with trying to connect to someone. Thelma is all about what it means to connect, and what it means to sever connections. Lars von Trier. Ah! Is he a horror producer, Wintree?
Contribution.
I know the name, but I don't know much about him. Alright, we're gonna go up to the Mountaineers. Let's grab something to take to him. Okay, that's not good. Happy Friday indeed! Hi, Arena!
Order assigned.
How you doing, my friend? Okay, so like I said, we're gonna focus on story today, and that's what we're doing. Playing Dual Samurai with your brother? I'm glad.
Beginning scan.
I guess this guy has his emergency brake on.
Keep on keeping on.
Thelma's apparently real. Thelma's a 2017 Norwegian supernatural...
Weapons restrictions lifted.
Anyway, drama filled by Joachim Trier. The screenplay was written by Trier and Esquilvaux. The film stars Ellie Harbo, Kaya Wilkins, and Henrik Barfalson, and Ellen Dorrit Peterson. Thelma tells the story of a sheltered young woman who discovers that she has an inexplicable power that materializes when she desires for a female student at her university. It was also not expected to be 2017. What a random way to find out about a movie. Alright, so as always, there's Death Stranding over here. And I gotta make the run without the BB. Is there a better route to take, though? Like, I don't like the route that they've been giving me. Maybe I can go up through here. Once the snow turns black, we have to, There it comes. There you go, Electric. I cut its umbilical cord. What are we holy fucking about this now? There's that chiral crystal right there. And the snow spread out wonderfully. Yeah, the graphics are really good. Oh, there's a baby one. Okay, so I wonder if I can go up over here. Is that the route I'm looking at? Oh, that's not normal thing. Yeah, look at that snow. Ooh, more ceramics. He's the guy who made the Antichrist? Okay. Yeah, that sounds familiar. Yeah, with Willem Dafoe. Oh shit, somebody else's body sweat. Laying up here in the snow. Could we be out of BT territory now? Silent Hill. Man, we're finding a ton of ceramics here. What the fuck? That's true. I'm sure it probably is. Oh, finally, we're at a BT territory. Alright. Alright. Can I pee in the snow? I'm pretty sure I can. Let's find out. Yes, you can. It doesn't really leave anything yellow, though. It also doesn't look P-like. Yeah, you're right. Whoever put this generator here? Thanks, guys. Considering, like, what the fuck? Alright, so there's two separate ladders placed here. You wanna climb, or do you wanna just... There we go. Alright, so I cannot go up there with the floating carrier. Alright. Astral Eden! Astral Eden with the resub! Thank you, Astral! Can we get some slimes in the chat? Thank you very much, Astral. Man, getting to this guy's place sucks. I hate it. Waste so much time just trying to get to this asshole's house. I'm starting to think the first route I took was probably the best route, though. Each route I tried after that has been actually shit. So, you can trust me when I say I'm never heading back here again. This guy is on his own. Who the hell is Lou, and why do you keep talking about him? I want monster energy now. It is gorgeous. I really like the snowy mountain.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. Weapons
Sam starts throwing his armor pieces off and starts singing Let It Go. Look at this guy. Who does this bag of shit think he is?
Sam Bridges. There's someone we need you to deliver a package to. She's a strange bird. That lives even higher up in the clouds than we do. And the research she's doing, well, it's out there and then some. And we're talking straight up occult stuff, though she wouldn't be very happy hearing me say so. And she claims she's delving into the mysteries of the cosmos. Anyway, I found this rock out in the mountains with a handprint on it. And when I mentioned it to her, she got all excited. I honestly don't know what kind of close encounter she thinks it signifies. But I was wondering if you could bring it to her for me. And joining the UCA has opened my eyes to a few things. Like how there are all these people out there trying to make sense of the Death Stranding in their own way. And sure, her ideas may sound like the ravings of a lunatic to me, but they clearly mean something to her, and I'd like to help her out. With your assistance, that is. You'll find an official order on the terminal.
Okay. The baby signs are just signs that people put up. I don't know why.
delivering cargo.
educational products dropped off.
Delivering cargo.
And thank you for coming. To think you got this here without so much as a single scratch to show for it. You gotta give me a few tips sometime.
Why do you go out as a porter? And if that's the case, why the fuck am I delivering shit to you?
By the way, I got you a little something. It's not much, but if it makes your life easier.
Oh, he bought me a present. Anyway, the signs are things that people can put up. This is a custom chiral climbing anchor. Alright. Anyway, Winching, I'll show you here.
Here's hoping you don't run into any trouble out there.
Indeed. So if I go into the area
New order available. Please access delivery terminal for further
hold
information.
L1 and then press triangle, I can create various signs. And they can tell you different things like deep slope, cliff, falling rocks, river, deep river, 1,000 meters, 2,000 meters. The good work BB is one that people can put up. Yeah. You should put timefall signs everywhere. Stone fragment to the spiritualist. Oh man, this is horrible. She really does live in an awful area. Can I just say, I found a stone. How does a stone take up... What did you just like take out a pickaxe and beat the stone into... I don't understand. Okay, I can't afford to take all this shit with me, so... Who the hell's calling me? Sam.
Sam, it's just like the one at South Knot City. A vortex loaded with so much chiralium that it's almost off the charts. Slowly but surely, it's creeping closer to us here in Mountain Knot. At least that's what I think, but I can't see it. Not with the naked eye. But the data doesn't lie. It's the same temporal phenomenon that you told me dropped you in a war zone.
I told you. But that wasn't.
The Cupid's limiter can handle most chiral spikes, but we didn't plan for another supercell.
Another supercell.
I told you it was the same as before.
Mama, is that you?
You got me, Sam. It's been a while. But not really. Mulligan, Lochna, we're the same. One body, one mind, one being. There's no point in trying to draw a distinction. Not in this world. We're all connected. Remember that.
Okay, thanks.
Order
I guess. It pains me to do this, but I need to leave my ceramics here. If only to preserve their integrity. More mountain climbing, Wintrigue.
Delivering cargo.
Thank you
need to leave my ceramics here. Oh look! More BTs! Just when you thought you were free, the BTs pull you back in. The butt targets. Oh look, more BTs over there too. Why do the BTs love this mountain so much?
Keep on keeping on.
Oh seriously, I'm genuinely curious now. The fuck are there BTs about around this mountain all the time? It's just such a weird thing to say. I guess. Seriously though, why does this world hate me? Why can't I just get a ladder so long that I can just put it out over there? Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Well, this is going to get us the final person in the chiral network, so that's good at least. That'll at least get us... Anyway, that'll at least get us a little bit of... Well, that'll at least get us our BB back. That's where I was going with that. You're eating a bacon hamburger right now, Arena? I want one. I'm gonna get some bacon burgers later. Going out with some friends tonight. We're gonna share stories about Wintrigue and how much we hate her. It's gonna be great. So Wintrigue, you actually can't pull your penis out in the time fall. The game will not let you. Behind the scenes sabotage at work. How does, like, what does that mean? What are they accusing you of exactly? So my brother, he recently got, not recently, but when I started working at the company I worked at, I work in a different department than he did, but he got accused of something similar. But turns out it was a misunderstanding. So I would suggest talking to your superior. I hate that term. I would suggest talking to your whoever's in charge and being like, look, this isn't happening. I don't know where it's coming from. I didn't do it. How can I make this better? Because at least then you've made the effort. If they won't meet you halfway, that's not your fault. Alright, Wintrigue, we're almost there. I really do like the sound and the actual... Like, the sound of the wind is really good. The effort it looks like Sam's going through, and you can feel it controlling him, climbing the mountain, and, like, the look of the mountain.
Fuck this.
That's how I feel, Sam, thank you. He says what we're all thinking! Now's the perfect time to drink some Monster Energy. Why Bo angry? I can't see a fucking thing. But I can tell you that I think we're in BT territory now. Watch out for the whiteout. Yeah, good timing on that, bud. I'm used to walking around in whiteout, so I live in Canada. Solidarity, Bo. It's a creative way to draw distance. To deal with draw distance, yeah. There is black snow in with this white snow, like you can see it, so there should be BTs around, which is why I'm doing it this way. We are almost there though, I think. Unless that's a mirage and my character's actually dead. You really would kill for Silent Hill elements? That's a bit extreme, don't you think? Oh, we're almost out of the whiteout, though. Yeah, I know the container's getting damaged, but not much you can do when you're traveling through snow, guys. Alright, we're out of BT area. We're out of BT country. Seriously though, lady? Dude, I don't know. I think they said it was a she. The fact that you live up here, very frustrating. I hate it. I'll be very happy to be out of this area very soon. Do like the ash floating upward? Silent on the snowy hills. Use your damn stones.
Delivering cargo.
Sam Bridges, I've been expecting you. The Mountaineer told me all about you. This handprint you brought me, or stencil as I prefer to call it, is a vital clue. It hails from an era long before the dawn of human history.
Oh, this is the cosplayer's twin.
Date it and lay bare the cause of the Death Stranding. And when I do, all the secrets of the cosmos shall be revealed. Did you know this mountain used to be a pyramid in ancient times? It's true. You won't find a place closer to the beach than this. To the wellspring, a source of untold power. How else do you think that chiral network of yours works? But I digress. Show me the stencil.
Was there really a pyramid in the Rocky Mountains? I don't think there was.
Thank you. It's in excellent condition.
I've never heard of one. Yay! Connection level 2. Almost 3. Almost good enough to get her to join the UCA. No, she's probably going to join.
All right, connect me to the chiral network.
We did it! There we go, Wintrig. That'll be the last one we need to do before we can get our BB back. Although there is that one to the side there I should probably check on. I mean, I'm up in the mountains, so I probably should, just so I never have to go back here again.
Now I have everything I need to date the stencil. Once I have my results, I'll share them with you and your colleagues at Bridges. You've done a good thing, Sam. If you find anything else, be sure to bring it straight to me. I'll be waiting. You should take this. I'm certain that it will be of use to you in your journey.
Oh, it's a thing for my backpack. A love knot.
Until we meet again, my friend.
Why are you still talking? Oh my god.
Sam, it worked. BB-28 is in excellent condition. No evidence of lingering attachments or homesickness either. Perhaps its memory was erased after all. All that remains is for you to hook it up and take it for a run. I was hoping to return it to you as soon as possible, but I don't want to. I mean, I do, but it's a little more complicated than that.
What?
We've got a problem. You may have heard about the massive supercell heading right for Mountain Knot City. I left my facility to perform some additional tests on the BB in the field, and now I find myself unable to return. You know the cabin on the mountainside, northeast of Mountain Knot? Let's meet there.
Sure.
New order available. Please access delivery terminal for further information.